Hello, 2025. I can't believe we are finally here, guys. We survived another year. We're welcoming in a brand new year, a whole new energy. It's a very, very exciting time. I've been teasing out, talking about how January's energy isn't quite yet that liftoff launch type of energy. We won't be really feeling that until the end of February because we do have some retrograde energy going on, but this really is a huge month because we will be having a shift with the nodes that I'm really excited to talk about. But just overall, like my hopes with this video is to get you excited for this beautiful year 9 that we are entering into, the year of the wood snake, and just really transform our lives because there's a lot of major shifts coming our way. So I hope you're excited. And again, Happy New Year, guys. If this is your first time here, hello, my name is Courtney and this is my monthly Cosmic Energy download series. I'm so happy to have you here. Today's video, we will be highlighting the major astrological themes of this month. I'm going to be sharing some crystals that pair very nicely with this energy. And then at the end of this video, I'll talk about some fun life updates and my current crystal favorites. So stick around to hear that. Alrighty guys, so for the flow of this video, I'm going to start off with those astrological highlights first. I'm going to be talking about Mars retrograde transitioning from Leo to Cancer. I'm going to be chatting about the North and South nodes changing signs to Pisces and Virgo. Then we'll be chatting about the full moon in Cancer, welcoming in Aquarius season, and then ending out this video with the new moon in Aquarius and the lunar new year. Our first celestial moment is happening on January 6th, and that is Mars retrograde now transitioning from Leo to Cancer. So I feel like the major element here is that with this Mars energy, with this retrograde, it will be shifting from like Leo's like outward expression, like maybe being a little bit vocal, feeling frustration, communicating this with others, to more of Cancer's internal energy. So maybe self-reflecting and noticing things about yourself or others and keeping it bottled up inside. I think with Mars retrograde, it's going to be retrograde until February 23rd. So really this feeling, this like introspection and just this feeling that you want to improve something, but you just kind of feel a little stuck and quite frankly unmotivated. That's what this Mars retrograde is really all about, is feeling that lack and not wanting to do things. I think take it easy on yourself and definitely check in with your emotions during the rest of this Mars retrograde. Again, you might be really feeling it within yourself very heavily. So do any kind of like release work, if whether that's, speaking out loud positive affirmations, or taking a cleansing bath, or cleaning and cleansing your home, whatever kind of release that brings you comfort. I would really advise this for the second half of this Mars retrograde. A crystal I would recommend for the second half of Mars retrograde would be orange calcite. I feel like orange calcite's kind of worker bee energy can help you stay kind of like busy, you know what I mean? Like you won't be so dreading on whatever's going on. If you have these angsty feelings, you won't really be focusing your energy there. When you have orange calcite, it really brings out your creativity. So maybe it can like deflect and help you transmute that energy into like a creative project or something that you can do. Mars retrograde also helps us with kind of like personal projects, like going inward and like developing them. It's not the time to launch. It's that time to do research, to write, and to reread, proofread. That's like how we can work with this energy to just feel like we can survive it, really. Alrighty, our next celestial event is a big one, and this is happening on January 11th, and we have the North Node and South Node moving. So we will now be having the North Node in Pisces and the South Node in Virgo. This is a big deal because this eclipse energy really sets the tone for the next 2.5 years. That's how often we have these signs change, the North and South Node, and the North and South Node really represents our fate and destiny, and those are subjects I am really interested in. So being that we have the influence of the North Node in Pisces, this is really us really tapping into our intuition, our creativity, creating a life that is synonymous with our spiritual aspirations in a sense. Pisces is so spiritual. Pisces is so intuitive. They just trust the universe. Like the outcome that they're expecting is of the highest good. So that's kind of the energy of the North Node in Pisces, whereas the South Node in Virgo is very much material world, right? It's being so in control. You don't want to leave that comfort zone. You know your routine to a T. You may be a perfectionist. And with the South Node, we are going to be walking from our South Node to our North Node. That's how this cycle completes, really. So, this is all about the energy of leaving our comfort zones to trusting the universe and really co creating this life of our dreams. Again, this is just the nodes changing signs starting January 11th. It's not an eclipse time or anything like that. We won't have these eclipses until March and September of 2025. So it's just something on the lookout to know that this is working in the background in 2025. These energies are going to be prevalent and influence how we go about, carving our future, how we go about making decisions, using our discernment. It is a big deal. And I'm personally excited for this. I am a Virgo rising. My husband is a Pisces sun. So I feel like this energy is going to be really felt within my home. So I'll let you know how that goes throughout the year with my little life updates. But definitely wanted to throw this out there for you guys to be aware of. Now, some crystals that I think you can work with this energy to kind of like feel in alignment and work with these just like qualities and benefits of each zodiac sign. I would say blue kyanite would be great for the North Node in Pisces, really tapping into your intuition, psychic ability, creativity. I think that would be great. And then for the Virgo, for the South Node energy, I think malachite would be really great. I see Virgos and malachite really meshing very well, just really sticking to like what's good, what are good changes, It's hard to face change for a lot of people. So if you're one of those people, malachite can be your friend because it is so heart healing as you go through times of change. So those are my crystal recommendations for that. Next up, a few days later on January 13th, we have the full moon in Cancer. And what I can tell you about this full moon is I think it's going to be very emotional. I think that we're all going to be feeling a lot. Being that we are in Capricorn season and we are greeted with the full moon in Cancer, these energies really bring to the forefront, are you prioritizing your well-being? Are you working yourself to the bone? Are you just so burnt out? It may be self-inflicted. Like, do you really need to pause? I could see this huge buildup of that going on with this energy, especially with like it being mid-month. I feel like we all set such big, ambitious goals at the beginning of January, and we can feel pretty frustrated, 2 weeks out. I think the newness, that new feeling of a new year isn't really going to be felt until later in February once retrograde energy is over. So during this full moon, like take it easy on yourself. Like if you are emotional, like let it out. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Maybe it's a time to hang out with your friends and family, be with people that get your mind off work or something like that. I would say those are kind of like my call outs, really. Some crystals to go along with this energy would be pink opal. Pink opal feels like a hug to me. And then another really healing crystal I could see benefiting us all would be rhodochrosite. So just that self-love energy. I feel like we're all going to need it depending on what's going on in our life. Maybe work feels really overwhelming. Take it easy and work with these crystals to help self-soothe. And then on January 19th, we have Aquarius season transitioning out of Capricorn into Aquarius. So this is all about like collective strength, right? Really meeting eye to eye with everybody and like hearing each other out and finding out what is best for everyone, right? That's like Aquarian energy. Something to note about, when we are entering into this Aquarius season is the impact that Pluto is going to be making in Aquarius for the next 20 years, right? So Pluto is now in Aquarius. It's going to stay there for like the next 20 years, 19 years, whatever. And these themes of just the collective being in power and like people really understanding how to become in power and empowering each other, I think is going to be really interesting to watch and see. I think this is a time where during Aquarius season, like notice how others are communicating, how you see yourself working with others, and the impact that that work has on the collective. I could see this Aquarius season feeling, I feel like by this point, Aquarius season starting, we're going to really start to feel that ease up of the retrograde energy with the Mars retrograde. So I think things will get a little bit better once we're in Aquarius season, and slowly but surely, we will be feeling like, okay, we're stepping into this new kind of energy where things may feel like you're ready to let go of a lot of things. That's what the theme of this year is really all about, being a year 9, which I will talk a little bit more about in our next celestial event happening on January 29th. So on January 29th, we have the Chinese New Year, which it's the year of the wood snake. And then also on this day, we have the new moon in Aquarius. So if you didn't check out my video where I talked about the year 9 in 2025, definitely I'll have a pop-up card show up right now. But basically this year of the wood snake, it really is in alignment with the year 9. So wood snake, think of like shedding your skin, letting go of old belief systems that may not be working anymore, kind of just having this introspection period to really regroup of how you want your life to be for the next year. I think that in Chinese astrology, shifting from the dragon to the snake, it kind of like shakes us up a bit because the dragon is so prosperous. It's such a benevolent energy. It's such a force that we feel. I know that I definitely felt it in 2024. Like it just felt like a really great year. I think in 2025, we kind of might be a little shaken up. You know, when you first see a snake, you're kind of like, oh my gosh. And then depending if you like snakes or not, you might still be like, oh my gosh, get that away from me. Or you'll be like, oh, it's just a snake. You kind of learn, you have to be adapt to that energy. I feel like this is going to be a year of a lot of things ending in our life to make way for new beginnings. So work with that energy of shedding things from your life that no longer serve you. And think about that when, you know, this new moon arises, you know, like think about what are the intentions that you want to bring into this year? What are like some really realistic goals you can make for yourself that are going to not only uplift your energy, but the energy of others? Not to mention, this is the first new moon of 2025. So like, this is a really good day to manifest and think about how you want to transform your life in the next year. I have actually just remembered something that I love to do on the new moon is to burn a bay leaf. I think this would be a great ritual to do on the new moon in Aquarius. Get a dried bay leaf, write down what it is that you want to manifest and burn it. There is a heightened, you know, energy with releasing that intention and having it come to fruition. I've done this with money. I've done this with other things and I've had success with it. So burn a bay leaf on the new moon, write out what you want to come to fruition and really believe in that. So the crystal that I recommend for this energy, definitely going to go with serpentine. Really, you know, kickstarting that kundalini energy within you to manifest this life. To go through this year of the wood snake with a fierce energy, this unstoppable energy to shake things off and to be reborn in a sense. And then I also think like working with Lemurian quartz would be nice for the new moon in Aquarius. I also feel like Aquarius season is very much Lemurian seed crystal. So if you have Lemurian, I think that would be great. Kind of like tapping into this unseen world, this development of something new sprouting this year, you know? I feel like these two crystals would pair very well together to combat the change and just innovations that this year is going to really jumpstart for us in our own personal lives. Alrighty, so as far as crystal favorites and life updates, I'm going to keep this pretty short and sweet, to be honest. I have had a very busy December, like so crazy with work and then the holidays coming and going, filming content, doing all the things. I would say like for crystals I've been working with, it's kind of pretty much the same as last month. I've been working with my golden healer, which I have right here. I've been keeping this by my side. Don't have any major like news there with my crystals, but one kind of like update is I am really feeling this Mars energy. I would love to know if you guys are feeling it too in the comments down below. Again, we're going to have this Mars retrograde energy until February, so we're still in it in January. But man, I feel like I will have spurts of being very like productive and like but then I come crashing down and I'm just so unmotivated and just so lazy, and I know it's part of just this vibe that we're in right now, but man, has it been hard. But other than that, I've been really diving into kind of like this next year and looking at the astrology, trying to make sense of all the spiritual meanings and all the downloads for this next year. I hope that you're excited for 2025. It's going to be different. You know, like I talked about in my other 2025 video, I really talked about how this year really coexists with next year. It is really like we're entering into a portal. Like we are ending things this year so that the new beginnings and the new life, this new cycle that's starting in 2026 is really going to be a time when it's just a whole new world for us all, especially globally. Like I'm excited to see where these next 2 years kind of like leave us. Anyway, I hope that you have a wonderful new year. When you're watching this, it's technically still going to be 2024, but I'm wishing you a wonderful and happy new year. Maybe you'll watch this in 2025. I don't know, but I know that this will be put out in 2024. So I hope that you had a really amazing year. This year 8 was so abundant for myself. I feel like I did so many things and accomplished so many things I had planned out for 2024. I'm like so grateful for everyone in my life and just like where we're at right now. Like I'm just really happy, and I hope that you had a great year too when you're self-reflecting on 2024 and are excited for 2025. Alrighty guys, I hope that you have a wonderful day, night, and I will see you in my next one.